with the group of finance.
I'm Katrina Arcos. I'm Dela Cruz. I'm Danica Guzman. I'm Dianne Baylon. I'm Nicole.
And finally, I am Franz Valdez.
Finance is the study of wealth management and asset allocation over time. Many different types of finance, but all are fundamentally concerned on studying on how best to allocate assets in different conditions. Academic and professional disciplines devoted to the study and practice of making investments. Then you, your client, or your financial asset holder of your firm enjoy greater future consumption.
An investment is anything that is owned and controlled and that has the potential to increase future consumption at the expense of current consumption.
It is not possible to achieve your long-term and short-term goals without having efficiently managing your finances. You need funds to come up with your business growth and market competition. If your finances is restricted, you are at risk on having the negative impact on your funds, and that's where insurance comes in. You can obtain insurance from liabilities, accidents, and business vehicles that may protect your funds even though something unexpected occurs.
Everyone, I'm Regina Cruz, and today I will be presenting the present value of perpetuity, where it is represented as PV is equal to PV present value is equal to cash flow C over interest rate R. The proposed function for this perpetuity is rational function, but the researchers have found out that when you have substituted a value to C and R, it divides itself and it becomes a constant function. Also, y is equal to 1 over x is not a realistic function for the business math in the field of finance. Here is an example. When you give a value of 500 to cash flow C and 25% for interest rate R, also for what? Cash flow C is the amount of money that a person is putting into an investment or a bank for an infinite number of time, and the rate is the 25%. PV is equal to CR, where PV is considered as f of x, and substituting the value of C, 500, and the value of R as 0.25. When you divide these two numbers, it becomes 2,000. So f of x is equal to 2,000. Both x and y axis of the graph has an interval of 1,000. So when we graph f of x is equal to 2,000, there are no other visible x-intercepts ever. So in conclusion, f of x is equal to 2,000 is a constant intercept. We have none. Y-intercept, we have 2,000, for it is the only point where the graph is intersecting. The domain covers all real numbers. For the constant graph extends from left to the right part of the graph. The range is 2,000. Also, there are no asymptotes, for the function is constant. And finally, the interval is neither increasing nor decreasing, for it is constant function. That's all.
Today, I will be talking about the effective rate compounded continuously. Effective rate compounded continuously is used to compute the effective rate of your loan compounded continuously. So the formula for that is R sub E equals E raised to R minus 1. R means the effective rate and E equals 2.718. So the function that can be derived from this is quadratic function. So the new function now is f of x equals x squared minus 1. So now let's get the x-intercept. So to get the x-intercept, you should make the y 0. So minus 1 the other side. Then get the square root. So you get plus minus 1. So the x-intercepts are 1, 0, and negative 1, 0. So now let's get the y-intercept. To get the y-intercept, we make the x 0. So the y-intercept is 0, comma, negative. So now let's get the vertex. So vertex is h, comma, k. So first let's get the h. H is equals to negative b over 2a. Since we don't have a b, it's 0 over 2 times 1. So the answer is 0 since the numerator is 0. So now let's get k. K is you substitute the h in the function formula. So the answer is negative 1. So the vertex is 0, negative 1. To graph the quadratic function, you plot the x and y intercepts on the vertex. The x-intercept, negative 1, 0, and 1, 0 are here. And since the y-intercept and the vertex are the same, 0, 1. Since a is positive, the shape of the graph is an upward parabola. Since the function is quadratic, the domain is negative infinity, positive infinity. And the range is negative 1 to positive infinity. Since the minimum value is negative 1 and the maximum value is positive infinity. Since it is a quadratic function, there is no maximum. And the intervals are increasing 0, positive infinity, and decreasing is negative infinity, comma 0. That's all. Thank you.
My name is Dianne S. Baylon,
And my name is Nicole.
and we are here today to discuss about the effective interest rate. So, Nicole, what is the meaning of effective interest rate?
The effective interest rate is the interest rate that is actually earned or paid on an investment, loan, or other financial product due to the result of compounding over the given time period. So the formula for getting the effective interest rate is R sub E equals open and close parentheses 1 plus R over M raised to M minus 1, where R is a nominal rate and M is a number of compounding periods. So Dianne, how would we be able to relate this to the exponential function?
The effective interest rate is an exponential function wherein R sub E is considered as the dependent variable, while the interest rate and the compounding periods are considered as the independent variables. From it, we derive a new formula, which is f of x equals open and close parentheses 1 plus b over x raised to x minus a.
In this function, we have substituted 15% to b and 3 to x. As we've done that, we have gotten the value 0.1576.
We use this value to find the other test values, which are negative 20, 10, and 50. We use bigger numbers so that we can see the behavior of the graph then.
Based from our graph, we didn't have any vertical asymptote, since as you can clearly see from it, our graph extends infinitely to both left and right directions.
It also means that it has no restrictions. Now, our HA is negative 1, wherein we base it from the original equation. Because our HA is negative 1, it means that even if you input any x values, it will never reach any number that is less than negative 1.
According to Desmos, which is an online graphing calculator, both our x and y intercepts are 0, 0 since it passed the origin.
And our domain is negative infinity to positive infinity because again it extends infinity in the left and to the right. and our range is -1 to positive infinity because as you can see, it can never reach any value that is less than -1, but it reaches any value upwards infinity.
Good day, I'm Danica Guzman,
And I'm Franz Valdez.
and today we're going to discuss about the allostatic principal balance using the retrospective. So this formula is used to compute for the original balance of the debt of your borrowed fund. So the formula for this one is FB equals PV times the quantity of 1 plus I raised to n. And FB is the original balance of the debt, while PV is the principal balance. And n should be a positive integer for it to be realistic. So we can relate this to power function, since power function is f of x raised to e is equal to x raised to e, where x is a variable and c is constant. So we let PV equals 450 and I is equal to 0.0. And our derived formula is f of x equals 450 times the quantity of 1 plus 0.02 raised to n.
So, to graph the derived formula, first we must get the x and y intercept. So to get the x-intercept, first we use the derived formula. We substituted the f of x to y, which resulted to y equals 0. So 0 equals 450, quantity 1 plus 0.2 raised to n. Afterwards, we divided both sides by 450. So the result was 0 is equal to quantity 1 plus 0.02 raised to n. Then we made it into logarithm. So it is now logarithm 0 base 1.02 is equal to n. But as you can see, using this formula will result to undefined. So that's why our x-intercept is none.
To get the y-intercept, we will let x equal to 0. So y is equal to 450 times the quantity of 1 plus 0.02 raised to 0, and then we will get 450. So the y-intercept for this function is 0, 450.
So this is the graph that we've made based from the derived formula. As you can see, the x and y axis has an interval of 1000, and our graph represents the red line. So for the domain of the graph, it is negative infinity, comma, positive infinity, because it is all real numbers. For the range, it is 0, comma, positive infinity, because y is greater than 0 and it extends to positive infinity. As we said earlier from the x and y intercept, x-intercept is none, while y-intercept is represented as 0, comma, 450. For the asymptotes, the horizontal axis is the horizontal asymptote is the x-axis because as you can see, our graph does not go below the x-axis. And for the vertical asymptote, it is none because it is based from the domain that it is all real numbers. Therefore, there is no vertical asymptote available. For the interval, our graph is increasing. It is because of the fact that we use our example as an increasing interval. Once again, thank you and good day. Hello! And we're the group of finance.